Hey, how y'all doing out there? Once again, I'm back with another video, but this time I'm going to compare the Note 9 to the LG V30. Now, the Samsung Galaxy Note 9 came out last year in 2018, and by most people, well, most reviewers that I've watched, picked the Note 9 as the phone of the year, and I definitely agree with that. However, the LG V30 came out in 2017. Both are flagship devices. Both, in my opinion, are great devices. I don't think you can go wrong with either device. They're both great in their own right. However, I like one device a little bit more than the other, and that's just my personal preference, and I'll tell you that at the end of the video. Once again, if you're looking for a older flagship device and you're not looking to pay $11, $12, $13, $1,400 for a new phone that's coming out this year, get an older flagship device. You'll get it for a whole lot cheaper and it won't hurt your pocket. With the LG V30, you can literally, I've seen the price of that phone for like $200 and something. And that's dirt cheap. When that phone got released, it was $900. And now you can get it for like less than $300. The Note 9, you can get it around $500. I've seen it as low as $489 on eBay. So that phone is also a steal right now because when that phone was released, it was $1,000. Okay. All right. Let's get into the comparisons. The Note 9 has a Quad HD Super AMOLED display, and it's a 6.4-inch display with 518 pixels per square inch, and it's HDR10 compliant. As you can see here, I love this display. It's absolutely gorgeous. I really love it. Samsung, in my opinion, and most reviewers' opinion, makes the best displays on any device. The LG V30 also has a Quad HD display, 6.0 inch display, POLED, with 537 pixels per square inch. So this is also a gorgeous display. Very, very impressed. Finally, LG put a OLED display on their phones, because prior to this, the V series all had LCD screens, and I hated those LCD 1080p screens. They looked horrible. They just didn't look good at all. So I'm glad they finally put an OLED display on their devices. Looks much, much better. Of course, they're not quite as bright as Samsung displays, but it looks gorgeous. I love it. I really love it. And it has thin bezel at the top and a very thin bezel at the bottom, which I love that as well. Also, the Samsung has a thin bezel at the top and an even thinner bezel at the bottom. Now I'm going to shut these both off. And let's talk about the always on display on both devices. As you can see, both have an always on display. However, I like the Samsung's a little bit better because it's, it's bolder, it's brighter. You can see the notifications a lot better on this, and I just prefer it. And it has a lot more always on display, different types of clocks and different kind of things that you can do with it. You could also use a picture on your always on display. Now I've done that once, but I primarily just want to see the time and my notifications, and I'm good with that, and the battery percentage and the date and all that in the day. So I'm cool with that. LG V30 also has an always on display, which is nice, and it's okay, but they don't have that many different kind of time and clocks. You could also put a picture on this as well, but you see the notifications up there, and they're kind of really small. I know it looks bright right now, but without the camera, it's really not this bright unless unless you just first pick it up. It's usually not that bright. But I just like Samsung's a little better. I just like the way it looks. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. All right. Let's get into some more about the two devices and how they match up against each other. Now, The Note 9 has expandable storage up to 512 gigs. That's a half a terabyte that you can put in that Note 9. You can expand it up to 512 gigs. That's impressive. The V30 also has expandable storage up to 256 gigs. So you're going to get a lot more storage out of the Note 9. Okay? The Note 9 has 6 gigs of RAM. The V30 has 4 gigs of RAM. So as you can see, the Note 9 has more gigs of RAM, which doesn't mean everything because both phones handle RAM management very, very well. So I'm impressed with both. The Note 9 comes with 128 gigs of internal storage. That's what comes with the phone when you get it. The V30 comes with 64 gigs of internal storage, unless you get the V30 Plus. That comes with 128 out of the box, but this one here is a 64 gig. Okay? Here's a big difference here. The Note 9 has dual stereo speakers, and they sound absolutely phenomenal. I love them. I have been waiting for years for Samsung to finally put dual speakers on the Note device, and they finally did with this one. The Note 8 clearly could have used dual speaking. There should have been dual speakers on that device, but they didn't put them on there. But they finally put them on the Note, and they put them on the Note 9, and they sound absolutely phenomenal. One is at the bottom, and one is in the earpiece, and it sounds very good. Now with the V30, it only has one downfiring mono speaker, and it sounds okay is all I could say, just okay. It can get a little loud, but it's mediocre at best. So that's unfortunate for a device to have been as loaded and nice as the V30 not to have dual speakers. It's very unfortunate. The Note 9 has fast wireless charging, which you can charge your phone from 0 to 100 in like 2.5 hours, which is very impressive. The V30 also has wireless charging, but it has regular wireless charging and can take anywhere between 3.5 to 4 hours to charge your phone. So an advantage definitely to the Note. The Note 9 also has Dolby Atmos. So between the front-facing speakers, you can hear that, and also when you plug in your headphones, you can definitely hear the difference. The sound sounds very, very good. However, the V30 has a hi-fi quad DAC, which sounds absolutely phenomenal. It does beat the Note as far as sound is concerned through the headphone jack. I love that quad DAC on the V30. And they've had quad DACs on the V series ever since the LG V10 all the way up until now. So that quad DAC is unique and it sounds awesome. All right, the Note 9 has a 4,000 milliamp battery, and the battery life on the Note 9 is phenomenal. No comparison to the Note 8. The Note 8 battery life was very pathetic and unfortunate because it was only a 3,300 milliamp battery in that. But they finally put a nice 4,000 milliamp battery in the Note 9, beefed it up. I can get at least 24 hours of use, excuse me, out of the Note 9, and I've gotten 7 hours of screen on time. Now, screen on time is not the biggest deal in the world because it comes down to how long can you use your device. And I could use the Note 9 for 24 hours. I've already done it a few times. The battery life is phenomenal. Now, I'm talking about my brightness is almost at max, and I got everything turned on, and I use my phone very, very hard. I'm streaming music. I'm watching videos constantly all day, YouTube, videos that's already been downloaded to my phone. I use my phone hard. Surfing the internet. I get 1,001 texts, and not text messages, notifications. So I use my phone extremely hard, and that battery just lasts and lasts. So I'm very impressed by that. However, for the V30 to only have a 3,300 milliamp battery, the battery is very impressive on this phone. I'm telling you, very impressive. Yesterday I was using it and I got well over 17 hours. Could have gotten 18 hours of battery use. And also I use the phone really hard. Videos, music, surfing the net, brightness at max. Just going at it, and the phone battery just lasted me all day, no problems. Even using the quad DAC, using it, I'm telling you, the battery on that phone is extremely impressive for a battery that size. Okay, all right. So if you decide to get the V30, battery life will not be an issue for you, even if you use the phone really hard. All right, let's talk about the cameras. The Note 9 has dual cameras on the back of the device. I'm not going to get super technical. You can find that out by other reviewers, or you can find it out just by going on YouTube or eBay and looking at all the specs. But it has dual cameras on the back, as you can see right here, and the fingerprint scanner and the heart monitor on the back. Now, I must say, photographs with this phone, the photos are excellent. High quality. Also takes great video recording, phenomenal video recording on the Note 9. It also has super slow motion built in. It has artificial intelligence, live focus. It also has a pro mode. You can do 4K recording at 60 frames per second. And it also has a camera on the front of the device. Okay? All right. Now, when we talk about the V30, it also has dual cameras on the back, as you can see here, and you can see the fingerprint scanner on the back as well. Photos on this phone is also phenomenal. Great photos. Great video recording. It also has HDR. It is also HDR compliant. It also has slow motion, artificial intelligence, 4K recording, and it's a great device. Front facing cameras, pretty decent as well. So both of these devices have great cameras. So it's going to come down to personal preference, which one you think take better photos. I think they're pretty even. The only difference to me is that the V30 has a wide angle lens. So you can get more into your photo than you can with the Note 9. Okay? That's the difference. I already talked about both have the fingerprint scanner on the back. Both are pretty good, not super fast, either one, but they work 100% of the time. The Note 9 has facial unlock. The V30 has facial unlock. Both facial unlocks are okay. They're about average. They're not super fast. They're not always accurate, and they're okay. But they both do have it. Both devices have Bluetooth 5.0. Of course, now when we get down to one of my favorite things of the Note 9 is the almighty S Pen. Now the S Pen is what separates this phone from any other phone on the market. You can copy, you can paste, you can translate, you can write on the screen, write notes, you could sign documents. I mean, it's just endless what you can do with this pen. I mean, you could take photos with it. It has a Bluetooth capability built into it. You can control your media with it. I mean, you could just do so many things with this pen. And it's tucked safely away inside the phone. Okay? The S Pen is what makes the Note the Note. LG V30, of course, does not have an S Pen. Okay? The Note 9 is IP68 water and dust resistant, which means it could be submerged in as much as 5 feet of water for 30 minutes. The V30 is also IP68 water and dust resistance. Same thing applies. 5 feet of water, 30 minutes, it'll be fine. I'm not telling you to go out there and test it, but that's what is rated, okay? The Note 9 has a Snapdragon 845. The V30 has the Snapdragon 835. So they have two different Snapdragon variations. One's the 45, one's the 35. But I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to be totally honest with you, I can't tell the difference between the two. Both are very snappy, fast, and smooth. So that's not that big of a deal to me, okay? That one's older than the other. It really doesn't matter. Not in my opinion. I can't tell the difference. The Note 9 has a dark mode, which I love. The V30, however, don't have that. I'll show you what I mean. See how everything's just dark? I just love that. That's just the best to me. Everything is dark. Even my, even my internet thing, dark. See, everything's dark. I love that. My whole interface is just dark. My messages, dark. Phone, dark. Everything's dark. I love that, okay? It's one of my favorite things that I love about this phone. Unfortunately, the V30 does not have a dark mode built in. Maybe when a different version of Android comes out, they'll start putting that on all Android phones, but this phone won't get it. Unfortunately, this phone only has upgrades up to Android 8.0, that's Oreo. And of course, the Note 9 has Android Pie, and it should get Android Q, I believe. So if you're going to get the LG V30, which is definitely worth it, just understand it's not getting any more Android updates. Oreo is the last update for that phone, unfortunately. All right, the Note 9 has the iris sensor. That means you can open up the phone with your irises, which is such an awesome feature. I mean, you could be in pitch black darkness, look at the phone, and it'll just open up just by looking at scanning your eyes. I love that. That's one of my favorite features of this phone. I just love that. However, the V30 does not have an iris sensor, it just has facial unlock, which you can't open up the phone in pitch black darkness. You can't. You have to use the fingerprint scanner, or or use a pen, or password and stuff like that. Okay. The Note 9 has fast charging. The V30 has fast charging, so both phones charge fast. Okay, not super fast, but fast. All right. The Note 9 has Samsung Pay, which I love because I use that a lot. It's one of my favorite things on the phone. You could just use it pretty much anywhere, except anywhere, and it works just like a debit card or credit card or whatever card you have. All you do is scan it, and it reads it just like it's literally a card. LG V30 does not have that. Has Android Pay, but not Samsung Pay, and there's a big difference. The V30 has Gorilla Glass 5 on the front and the back, as well as the Note 9 has Gorilla Glass 5 on the front and the back. Both are pretty durable. Okay. V30 and the Note 9 both have headphone jacks. With the Note 9, the headphone jack is at the bottom. With the V30, the headphone jack is at the top, which I don't like. Because with the V20, the headphone jack was at the bottom, which I think is the best place for it. I don't know why they moved it to the top on the V30. I love it being on the bottom, which it is on the Note 9. Both have USB Type-C, how to charge, charging your phone at the bottom. The Note 9 as well as the Note 9 as well as the V30 both have power saving modes, which your battery gets low. They have 3 different modes where you can extend the battery life of your phone if you can't get to a plug or any way to plug up your phone. The V30 has a floating dock, which I don't have activated on this one, so I'm sorry I can't really show you that feature, where you can access apps. You can move it around the screen like that. And the Note 9 has edge panels, which I will show you. You slide that out. See, these are people that I call. Slide it again, you can see your sports scores. These are my apps I use. This is very handy. These are all my Bible verses and things that I read. You got MyTube Edge. You got Apps Edge. And then that's pretty much it. But there's a lot of different edge panels that you can use for the weather, all different kind of stuff you can use in the App Store. That's also one of my favorite features of the Note 9. The Note 9 also has a secure folder, where if you want to put photos or videos, whatever it is that you don't want other people to see. They have a secure folder. The V30 does not have that feature. And also, both phones have split screen multitasking. Now, I like the way Samsung does it a little bit better than the V30, but both of them have the capability of doing that. Now, that's really the differences between these phones. They're pretty comparable in a lot of respects. Now, for me, of course, I'm going to go with the Note 9. The reason: bigger battery, bigger display, Samsung Pay, iris scanner, dual speakers, fast wireless charging, the S Pen, more storage as far as the onboard storage, and expandable memory. So those are all the reasons why I would pick the Note 9 over the LG V30. Now, like I said before, the LG V30 is no slouch. This is a flagship device and is fully loaded. I didn't mention earlier, I do prefer the One UI on Samsung as opposed to the LG V30 skin. I really don't like their skin at all. Now, I do use Nova Launcher on both phones because I just like all the options that Nova Launcher gives you. You know, I could just slide down my finger and bring down my notifications just doing that, as opposed to having to worry about going all the way up there. I don't have to do that. You also have the LG V10 also has the double tap to wake the device and double tap to sleep the device. With Nova Launcher, I have on here double tap to sleep the device, which I like that option. So as I want to say once again, you can't go wrong with either device. Both devices are great devices. But however, I would pick the Note 9 for the reasons I gave. But of course, you see I have both devices. I love both. So cameras on both are great. Displays on both are great. Both have great batteries. Now, this is probably going to be more manageable in the hand for people that have small to medium-sized hands. This is going to be a lot more manageable. And it's a lot lighter than the Note 9. The Note 9 has a little more heft to it. But this phone is very, very comfortable to hold in your hand long term. You're not going to have a problem with that. It's light. Some people may say it's a little too light, but everybody don't like heavy phones. So it feels good. And when you look at the back, you know, it has a glass back. One more thing I failed to mention, the power button is built into the fingerprint scanner, which I cannot stand. I don't know why they just didn't put a power button on the side of the phone, but it's built into the fingerprint scanner, which I do not like. But other than that, you know, this is a beautiful device. It's not heavy. It's light, but my Note 9 is a little heavier, a little wider, but I like that heft. And that's just me. I just like that heft to the phone. It's just a beast of a phone. I love the size of the screen. Massive screen, 6.4 inches. Beautiful display. Enjoy movies on it very much. Fast, smooth, fluent, S Pen. I just love everything there is about the Note 9. This is just my device right here. But like I said before, it comes down to personal preference. Now, I will say with the Note 9, trying to use this phone without a case, which would not be advisable because it's like carrying a bar of soap. Is very, very slippery. So you might want to put a case on it or either a skin. I would suggest you put a case on it because skins don't protect your phone from drops. They look pretty, they look nice, but they don't protect your phone. So I would suggest you get a case. It don't have to be a big, bulky, giant case. It could be just a clear case like I have on both of these. But it will protect your phone from drops. All right, so that about wraps it up. Sorry this went a little longer than I expected. But I just wanted you to know I love both of these devices. You can't go wrong with either one of these devices. And they're both definitely worth getting. Of course, the LG V30 is going to be considerably cheaper than the Note 9, at least for right now. Once the Note 10 comes out, I believe the Note 9 is going to drop another $150 or maybe even $200. And when another V series come out, this is going to drop even further as well. But like you can't go wrong with both. Also, I'm sorry, just noticing this too. The bezels on the V30 is a little thicker than the bezels on the Note 9. The bezels on the Note 9 are almost non-existent on the side. They just so super thin, but they're a little more pronounced on the V30. But that doesn't take away the beauty of the V30 screen. It's still a beautiful, beautiful display. No question about it. All right. So that ends my video on the Note 9 versus the V30. If you like what you've seen, please hit the like button. That helps out the channel. Also, consider subscribing. There'll be more videos coming. Also, press the bell icon, and that'll notify you of every time I upload another video. All right, thanks for taking the time to watch this video. God bless you all. Peace.